Welcome to the Spit Bucket Hotel Party.
Thanks for joining us.
Man, we're fucking tired. Alright, let's bring this energy up.
I'm tired of your shit, boy.
Alright, welcome to the Spit Bucket, everyone. My name's Omar, and joining me at the table this week is the birthday girl, Jam Ginto.
¿Cuál de las dos?
Oh. We just, the reason everyone's so tired is because we just celebrated Jam's birthday yesterday, along with our guest, the very secretive Carl.
Hey,
She's back.
it's my birthday.
So if you guys want to say happy birthday to her, you can't.
You can't.
I can't.
She is not on anything. You can't. The only thing you guys can find her on possibly is Pocket Camp. Maybe. If you want to say happy birthday to Carl, clap
Don't.
twice, bow twice, say happy birthday, clap once, and then she'll get your message.
Just scream it out to the moon. She'll be watching.
Yeah, Carl is our podcast Kami-sama.
I'm back.
All right. Also at the table, letting us party at his house, Alan. What up?
What up?
Also sick as shit, right?
Yep, I'm pretty sick. So if I don't tell myself, that's probably why.
Last week I was sick, and then I gave it to Alan. You're welcome.
This is awful. I hate being sick. I was telling Jam yesterday that when I do get sick, it's almost pathetic how helpless I get.
Dude, I'm the same way. I need someone to take care of me.
Yeah, and I don't have that, so it's like
Your cats don't take care of you?
I swear to God.
I wish.
Men ain't shit.
Yeah.
Am I right?
You right.
And then the last guest on the podcast is our Ota King.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
It is Mario.
What up? My eyes are dry as fuck.
How do you get when you're sick, Mario? Are you also a baby?
I don't think so.
He don't get
No?
sick.
I try to be like super manly about it. Like, oh, I'm fine. We can hang out. But on the inside, I'm like, please just say no because I'm sick. Just tell me no. My fucking masculinity is preventing me from doing anything smart. I'm toxic to myself, like Britney Spears.
Just like Brittany, you're back.
Yeah.
Alright, Jam, do you want to go through a little bit about what we did for your birthday?
Well, what the fuck did we do?
We got crunk.
Did we?
Actually, I bought some
No.
crunky.
No, not really.
I had the 2 shots and I wanted to throw up, and I was feeling it afterwards.
Were you?
Were you?
Honestly,
I
like
can't open that.
I was feeling a little bit buzzed.
That's a different kind of bitch juice for you.
For real. We went to Mitsuya, got some food, and then we went to round 1, played some video games, and Omar actually won quite a few plushies.
I am the UFO catcher king.
Yeah.
No one can win UFO catchers like I can.
And we went back to Alan's house, and he made me and Carl take 2 different shots of the crown apple, and then Fireball, which I never had and I never will have again.
How was it, by the way?
Disgusting.
Really?
I like the apple one better.
Fireball is gross for sure.
Fireball straight is...
It's not that bad, honestly. I mean, if you don't like cinnamon, then I get it. But like I said yesterday, it's literally just liquid Big Red. That's
I
all
don't
it is.
like...
I love Big
You
Red.
said that, and I'm like,
I
oh,
love Big
gulp.
Red.
How'd you do, Carl, with your shots?
Well, she passed out.
Yeah. she
Was
did.
I passed out?
We were playing Mario Party, and then Carl just fell asleep and
Sorry,
won.
I get sleepy.
We were way past her bedtime.
Literally, 9
Mario-
o'clock, this bitch is asleep.
But happy birthday to you guys.
Thanks.
Who's the next Spit Bucket birthday?
Me.
Is it? When's your birthday?
My birthday's in December, January, February, and March. So I
It
want
took you that long to be born?
presents. Yeah, you see how big I am? My mom had an epidural every day. I don't know what that is. I don't know why I said that. I don't even know what the fuck that is. That's like the back shot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't think you can get more than one without going paralyzed.
Well, there's a reason she can't walk.
So wait, when actually is your birthday?
August.
Oh, bitch, you lying as hell.
I guess it's mine.
Leo boys.
I got that Capricorn in me, which means I'm nervous around new people, but intelligent and aloof. I just made that
Shut
shit
the
up. I
fuck
just
up.
made this shit up. Stephanie, do you follow horoscope type stuff?
Horoscope.
Horoscopes?
I'm not super big into it, but like if you're a Leo or whatever, I'll be like, that makes sense.
Absolutely.
What about you, Carl? Are you into that?
A little bit. I don't know.
Just a
It's
little
fun.
bit.
Not really.
It's fun.
Rest in peace. What's
I don't-
that guy's name?
It's just
I don't
that
understand.
Mercado.
we're
David Bowie?
Scorpios, so we need something to blame our actions on.
Truly.
We're
Yeah.
just Scorpios.
I know who you're talking
Oh,
about now.
Scorpio.
You're a
Scorpio
Capri
season.
Sun.
What's the guy that died?
Walter Mercado.
Yeah.
That guy on Hispanic television who would just come out and he looked like the main guy that helped out the Beetleborgs. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
that's what he
he
dressed
did.
like. He dressed like Jay Leno in Beetleborgs, but he was just Hispanic and he would tell you about your horoscopes.
Yeah.
Alright, but anyway, what we normally do on the Spit Bucket is we bring up some funny news stories, and I feel like I found one of my favorite ones in a really long time, because it reminds me of all of us. And this also leads into something we were talking about last time we were all together, which was home invasions.
Oh.
Mario, you got some competition for you with your practice katanas.
Oh, shit.
A Michigan man fends off an intruder with a replica battle axe.
Whoa.
So that replica stuff works. Whenever I see the practice katanas and stuff, do they actually work? And I guess this answers the question.
For practice.
What are you practicing for, though?
I mean, I don't use them to practice anything. I just liked them because they were cool. And if I really wanted to get into the katana art, then I'd have them.
Oh, forgive me.
He has two, so he can practice with someone else.
No, just myself.
Do you do the double thing? Like
I'd be like Zoro from One Piece. I gotta get one more so I can stick one in my mouth.
What's the Ninja Turtle that walks around with the two?
Leonardo.
Leonardo. Do you feel like Leonardo when you do that?
No, because I'm not a turtle.
You got him there. Can't dispute facts.
So the other part of this headline is, there was blood everywhere.
Oh, shit.
So what exactly do they mean by replica? Is it just like something that's similar to something like an old Viking axe?
Yeah. So that's what it is.
So is it actually
I guarantee the guy bought it at like a Ren fair.
Interesting.
Have you guys been to the Ren fair?
Fuck those people.
I can't do like the time. You know what is that called?
Like timepieces?
I
I
can't
know
do
what you're talking about, like
timepieces.
Renaissance fairs
Yeah.
and stuff.
Like the medieval times?
Yeah.
I
Are
want
they,
to go because they got the big meats on the bone.
But you just want to go for the meats.
Yeah. I'm trying to get the meat sweats.
You don't want to go for the wenches.
I got one right here. I got a baddie with me.
The baddest wench.
Yeah.
All right. So a Michigan man wielded an axe that he calls his baby to fend off a convicted criminal who tried to break into his apartment on Wednesday night. Ben Ball, who is 36, used a replica battle axe to chop through the intruder, who is 33-year-old Alex Rowles. And now he's facing a first-degree charge of home invasion. And this is the guy who was breaking into the house.
Come on, man.
Wait, then how is there a picture of him if he died?
Did he die?
No, he didn't die.
Oh.
Man.
You think this guy with you know the pyramid at the back of dollar bills? Like he has
The
that
Illuminati pyramid.
tattooed onto his eyeball, and his eye is the eye inside the dollar pyramid.
That's hot.
Like that's what that is.
I thought that was like a Joker kind of thing.
You know,
He's a class act,
Like
I'll
a-
tell you what.
yeah, you guys see that?
I see that now, yeah.
He's got one tattoo, and it's on his fucking eyeball. So he reportedly knocked on the door before kicking it in while Ball was sitting on his home playing video games and watching a TV show, Rick and Morty.
Oh, a man of culture.
So he's playing video games and watching a show.
You guys don't do that?
No. How do you do that?
I'll listen to music while watching TV while playing on my Switch.
You are chaotic.
while I also flip the light switch on and off. So, like,
How are you able to do that? What do you pay attention to?
it's just mind exercises, man. You gotta keep yourself strong.
That's what it
In
is.
case someone breaks into my house, I need to be able to know what's going on.
But how would you hear someone breaking in with all that?
When they start interrupting me. Like, while I'm watching Rick and Morty.
As soon as they see the video games, the TV, and the music, they're like, this guy's too big brain for me to break in. Do you do that too when you play video games?
No, I gotta focus on one thing.
The thing that I hate is I want to like listen to music or listen to something or watch TV while I edit the podcast, but I literally can't.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to listen to music while editing the show, and it never works out well. So if you guys ever hear a bad edit, it's because I was a little distracted. Playing with my battle axe.
There is no bad edits on this show.
Never. Not on the Spit
Yeah,
Bucket.
yeah,
I don't
okay.
know, I don't know about that.
All those 5-star iTunes ratings,
They've
say
all been me.
otherwise. Alright, so he was watching Rick and Morty. Ball says that he believed that Rawls was carrying a firearm, and when the door opened, he decided to go medieval.
Nasty.
So this is the guy. He says, the door opened, I grabbed my axe. Then step, hit. So that he had a routine down with his
Damn.
battle axe. So you've never practiced with your katana, so you're not ready.
I didn't say I didn't practice. Sometimes I'll practice.
Stephanie, have you seen him practice?
I'm definitely not gonna practice in front of her. That's embarrassing.
You don't want to impress her?
I don't need my sweet katana skills to impress her. She has seen my Yu-Gi-Oh card collection.
Have you ever lost a game of Yu-Gi-Oh in front of her, like really badly?
No, I
He's
don't
never
think so.
played in front of me.
Oh no!
No, I don't think so.
There are some things in a relationship you still keep a secret.
When it's Yu-Gi-Oh time, it's Yu-Gi-Oh time, right?
Remember we were talking about if you get in a fight with someone, if it would still be hot if you lost?
Yeah.
Does the same apply for a game of Yu-Gi-Oh?
Absolutely not. No way.
What happens if you lose a game of Yu-Gi-Oh? Do you lose every single bit of respect that you earned?
Yes, because Stephanie loves Yu-Gi-Oh as well,
Do you also play Yu-Gi-Oh? Oh, you just like Yu-Gi-Oh. Damn. I was gonna say.
so I can't lose.
Y'all remember the Yu-Gi-Oh cards you used to be able to get out of that thing where you put like the two or three quarters
Those
in,
were stickers.
and you pulled it out. Yeah, and it like sometimes you'd leave like the dye on your fingers from the stickers. That never happened to you guys?
No?
Damn, that shit happened to me, dude.
When you play, do you make the sound effects? You ever seen that video?
If I play with like friends, I'll do it sometimes.
Like when they attack you, like do you hold your heart and go like ah?
Yeah, sometimes we'll do that.
Doing your damage. So he struck Rawl at least once in the torso with the sharp blade and then continued to fight in the apartment. There was a bloody mess everywhere, Ball said. And here's a picture of Ball, the guy who defended his home with a battle axe.
Oh, I can smell him from here.
Whoa.
He's exactly what you imagined.
That's exactly what I imagined.
And, in the picture, he's wearing a Star Wars shirt.
I feel like your brother has some sort of prop weapon as well.
You haven't come across any?
I don't think so.
Just a closet full of puppies because dogs keep giving birth in there?
You know what?
Do you remember when a bird got in his room?
You didn't want to let him go.
I remember I was in photo class and she was sending me Snapchats of just a bird flying through her brother's room and somehow got in the basement in his room and just refused to leave.
Damn.
Good time.
So the suspect then fled after the violent affair, leaving a trail of blood that the canine units used to just track him right down. Rawl spent the night in the hospital recovering from his wounds.
Oh, shit.
And then he was transferred to a local jail, according to the Kalamazoo court officials. Ball says sometimes he participates in events when he's not working at Applebee's.
I tried to hold it as much as I could.
Where people use these types of weapons in real combat, which just means
The thing is, if
the
it's
boy
sharp,
larps.
Yeah,
if it's sharp and it was sharp enough for him to like cut the guy open, it's not a prop. Like that's a real battle axe.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a reason why it's a replica, but I don't know. That's the problem that I have with that story.
When people go LARPing, do they think that they're actually doing real training?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They like hone their skills and like do their best not to get tapped.
Like, based on those skills, they even build like a hierarchy. Like like
Really?
the king larper, and then like his castle and his like henchmen and his
Wait, why do you
They
know, why
need
do you
to
know
get
so much about LARPing?
laid, dude.
I don't know. I just
They get laid there.
yeah, they do.
That's nasty. Some girls need to have higher standards. Me being one of them.
Don't say that in front of Stephanie.
Why?
You might give her
I don't
some
know.
strange
Yeah.
ideas.
She's gonna go to the LARPing field and find a new boyfriend?
Yeah, someone with better skills.
I'm just saying every girl out there can do better.
Than whatever they currently have?
Absolutely. Just kidding, Mario. You're a fucking catch, dude.
Alright. So, he says that he participates in these events when he's not working at Applebee's. He told the outlet that he's glad to spend so much time practicing with his axe. I've got a double-headed carbon steel battle axe that was homemade by a gentleman who has since passed away. That's what I call my baby. And that's pretty much it. He's getting charged with home invasion. He might get 20 years in prison. On top of the fact that he got taken down by a replica battle axe.
Wow.
Here's the thing, right? He probably bought it as like a prop, a little replica, and then he just sharpened the shit out of it.
He might have. Because I know if you guys go to our Instagram, the Spit Bucket Pod, you guys can see Alex giving Ivan a katana that you can sharpen if you really wanted to. I hope Ivan took that to his new house in Chicago because he says he lives in the hood.
Oh,
Yeah, I
no.
hope he
Yeah,
did.
that's the first thing.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Because I know he's got some nice anime statues, so I hope that he can protect his home.
Defend him.
He has two.
Is there something in your room or your home that you use to defend yourself?
If someone comes
Currently,
into my
right now.
house, I'm gonna throw my frogs at them because that'll freak the shit out of them, and then I could run away.
Aren't they like fighting frogs? Aren't they attack frogs?
They were
The way
attacking this morning.
The way I've been raising them, yes.
I literally do not have a single... Look at my room. It's covered in plushies. I don't have a single thing to defend myself
Could
with.
you imagine that? Someone breaks into our house, we start throwing our little real Akumas and our pom
Oh
pom
my
horns at it.
god, don't say that.
Please don't break into my house.
That's what you're defending.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably these mic stands. Probably knock someone out with them.
Probably. That's probably all we have. Everything else is pretty soft.
I don't know. This one's kind of held together by tape. I can't imagine it staying in one piece.
Hey, we have the
Mid-swing.
best production.
Okay, all
Here
right.
on this.
Got us there.
Just get naked and freak them out.
Do we have?
But
Oh,
what? But what? Here's the thing. What if they break in and they're also naked?
then our job is to be a more slippery naked person. We have those massage oils. We can
Yeah, just oil up before you go to sleep. Just in
Every
case.
night.
Just in case.
just in case.
My sheets are a nightmare, but I'm always safe.
All right, let's move to our next story.
All right.
Unless you guys have anything else you want to say about our boy with a battle axe.
Oh, as much as we're making fun of him, I think it's cool that, like, he was able to defend himself.
That's true.
Yeah.
He's telling people he works at Applebee's so no one can say shit to him, like, oh, you just play video games and LARPs. Like, well, he's got a job, so fuck you. And he still has time to, like, go do his hobby. So
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
pretty cool. Just
There was a Vice documentary that recently came out about a Chili's manager who, on the weekends, he's like a regular, like, middle-aged white dude, looking like with a big old beer belly. But on weekends, he's like a deathmatch wrestler.
see, that's cool as shit.
So I'm like, I'm glad people have hobbies. I need more.
All right, boys. Frozen 2. Man arrested for having sex with Olaf doll in supermarket.
Oh shit!
Any guesses as to what state?
Arkansas.
Florida.
Florida.
Damn.
A Florida man was arrested for violating a stuffed doll from the movie Frozen in a Target supermarket.
A Target?
In a Target. Because at the time that this came out like late last month. They're doing like the promotion for the new Frozen movie. So at like the front of the store, they have this big display of Frozen, and I've seen the doll that he fucked in question.
Is it like a stuffed thing, or is it like a plastic?
It's stuffed thing, and it's 2 feet tall.
Damn. What statute are you guys violating from a Disney movie?
None of
I'm
them.
not going there. I'm gonna get arrested.
Talking it up last night that Peach has DSLs, boy, you crazy.
Peach is like 80 years old now.
So it's okay.
Yeah.
Alright, the man was arrested for having sex with 2 stuffed toys in St. Petersburg, Florida store.
Mama Coco, though?
What?
You
You
ate
nasty.
right. I'm just about to fucking walk out of here, dude. You are not right. Anyways, the man was arrested. The arrest happened Tuesday, October 22nd, after he had relations with the stuffed Olaf, a sentient snowman who played the affable comedic relief in the Disney film.
Will they include this into the official storyline for Frozen 3?
Maybe. Once he had finished with the toys, he placed them back on the shelf. He was arrested in the store, and the items were later found and destroyed.
Wait,
Probably
what,
have
what
to.
was the other toy?
I don't think they said. I just think the main
2
thing was
Olafs.
the Olaf.
Who wants to fuck Olaf?
You think he angry fucked Olaf because he's like the worst Disney character?
He really
that's
is.
not the worst.
Who's
I
the
take
worst?
it back. Anything Cars related.
That's true.
Fuck
Ka-chow.
Cars.
Ka-chan.
Kachika.
Well, the man
Who
had
approved that, by the way?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's close.
That's
to
real
racist.
close.
Real bad.
And I never noticed until you guys pointed it out.
I can't believe you said that.
So you guys are racist.
While the man had no prior arrest history, the man's father allegedly told police that he has a history of this type of behavior.
How?
The man was charged with criminal mischief, a misdemeanor, and released on a $150 bail.
$150 to get out?
I think Florida's one of those states where you only have to pay 10% of the bail to get him out.
Even that's like $1,000 to get out.
Well, I want to know how they destroyed it, though. Like, was it the police department that was in charge, or did they, like, throw it in the baler in the
They
back
probably
of the
just threw it in
Target?
the baler.
'Cause that shit nasty,
With
dude.
gloves on. It probably
That's the man that you defend your home against.
Yeah. Oh my god, yes!
Oh man.
got
Like
Olaf in
squishy
here.
hamsters. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ay.
And half of them have buttholes.
Oh my
Oh, they
god.
do.
Shit, dude.
Why do we have stuffed animals with buttholes?
Because Japan loves buttholes.
It's true, they do. They just make them into little X's.
Yeah, that's the only thing they don't blur out.
Buttholes? Wait, really?
Besides buttholes.
True.
And innie nipples?
That was about it. The rest of it went into, like, the lore of Elsa. What the fuck do I want to know about that? But, you know, don't go around fucking stuffed animals,
Well-
is what I gotta say.
Since Disney owns Marvel, if they really wanted to, they could do the Spider-Man and Elsa crossover, right?
Oh my god.
The one we all have been waiting for.
No. That's so gross.
Yeah, they better.
Have we been waiting for that?
They better not fuck with Spider-Man.
It's on YouTube. Just watch it.
Have you ever watched that, Alan? You
Wait,
ever
which
put
one?
on? You have a kid. Have you ever just put on Spider-Man and Elsa?
Yeah, does your kid like ask to like put on YouTube and just watch weird shit?
He doesn't ask. He takes the phone and he knows the password to my phone and his mom's phone. So like when
He
we're not
knows
looking,
both?
he'll grab it and he'll unlock it. Like it's scary to see him do it because he knows exactly what he's doing and he'll go on YouTube. But the thing is, he watches those weird like Russian kids,
no.
and it's like I sat there and kind of watched him watch it once, and I was like, man, these are like really really sketchy. And then like the way they're talking and the way they're interacting with each other, I'm like, yeah, this is I don't know about this, man. You know, this is fucking.
Did you turn it off for him?
I told him to watch something else. And then eventually I just took the phone away from him. I'm like, nah, dude, I can't let you watch that. This is weird.
At work, sometimes we put on like just stories to like kill time. Meanwhile, we're like trying to clean a classroom or something. So we'll put on like Little Red Riding Hood. Let's say that ends, and then another one will autoplay, but it'll be from like some channel I've never heard of. And it was like the story of like the sheeps that live in a house, and the wolf.
The
was, like,
founding
trying
of
to-
Moscow.
was trying to get in there, and the whole story seemed pretty innocent up until the mom of the sheep came home and found all her sheep were dead, and just the one that survived because he hid in like the grandfather clock. And then she found the wolf sleeping under a tree. She took a knife, cut his stomach open, and pulled all her babies out. And
What
I
the
was the
fuck?
only one that was like caught
Watching
onto this, and all the kids were sitting there watching it. I'm like, oh, I need to turn this off and find something else to do.
Because that's what happened. That's what happens. The autoplay is what takes you deeper and deeper into these videos, and it's pretty scary. And I know I've seen news articles that kind of give you warnings about that.
What did you do one day? You see your son again? Well, not that you don't see him, but next time you see your son and he's just speaking like perfect Russian.
I think Mabel farted.
She does that.
No, I mean, I'm not really sure what's going on with those Russian kid cartoon shows, but I know that they're pretty intense when it comes to raising them. There was that one video of like all the elementary school kids going outside in their underwear in like the sub-zero temperature, and then they don't force them, but like they tell them go outside and play. But it's supposed to help build up their immune system to like the brutal winters over there.
What the
So like they'll spend about like 30 minutes inside of a sauna, and then they'll go outside in their underwear, like 30 kids, and they'll like tell them go play in the snow, go roll around, go throw some snowballs, and just
Russians are wild.
But it works, like it helps them get used to the cold winters.
They're just raising supervillains. The whole country is.
Yeah, but here in America, if you do that, or even like talk back to a kid, they'll send Child Protective Services after your ass.
Yeah, fuck that.
Can't let your kid walk to the park. Has anything bad happened to you guys while you were walking to the park as a kid?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The
Really?
time that I almost got scooped up by
Oh,
some
yeah,
guy
yeah.
in a pickup truck. I wasn't walking to the park. I was just like walking the block with my dog.
Trying to get to your cry ditch?
No, I passed it already. And
She already cried.
yeah, and yeah, they just like pulled over and like, hey, what dog that is? I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, can you pick it up for me? I said, what? And then the guy that was sitting next to him was like starting to get off the truck.
And you're like, nope.
And then a cop car just like didn't even like I think like look our way, but he like just like drove past, and they freaked out and they just like gunned it. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I hid behind a van and cried for a little bit.
Yikes. What happened to you, Alan?
So I was hanging out with my neighbor who lived 2 houses down. The one I told you that after they left, they shot up his house.
Yeah.
So I was hanging out with him, right? And we were on our bikes. I was on my BMX. I was feeling badass. So I'm riding around, right? And he's like, "Hey, do you wanna hit up the park?" And by park, he meant like the playground at my old school, my elementary. Not my old school, my current school at the time. So we ride to like the playground, and there had to have been like 30 or 40 people there, all gangbangers. Like, I don't know if you want me to say the gang, but like.
No, you don't have to.
Okay, so they're all there, and they see like.
You saw Mario there?
My neighbor. Maybe, but my neighbor, he was pretty well established in this gang, so like they respected him a lot. So like we pull in, he goes in first, and I go behind him. They all shake up with him. Hey, what up, Alex? This and that. They see me, and they acknowledge me, but they're kind of wondering like, what is he doing here?
Is he a cop?
And I don't know exactly what he was saying, but they had asked me if I wanted to get jumped in, like right then and there. And I was like, no, like what? I'm just trying to hang out with my neighbor, man. I don't know what's going on here. So thankfully I didn't, and they were cool about it. They're like, nah, man, it's fine. Because it was like a bunch of high school kids ready to beat up an elementary school kid. Like,
That's funny. It's like,
And
You ready to get jumped in?
Yeah, and I was like, man, Alex, like I want to go home.
Can you imagine if he said yes right there?
That's the nice thing about my neighbor. Like I respected him a lot, and he always kind of took care of me. Like there's been times where I almost got beat up on the spot, like just riding around on my bike, and he just happened to pull up, and the guy sees him, and he's like, oh hey man, like my bad, I didn't know you were cool with Alex. Like and then like
As an elementary school kid?
as an elementary school kid,
What?
yeah, because it's like I don't know where. I mean the problem isn't there anymore. Like the gangs that were in my neighborhood kind of like dispersed. Like they're not really doing that shit anymore. But around the time where I was in elementary school, they kind of, that was like their area.
Yeah.
So he helped me out in a lot of really tough spots, and yeah, that's what happened. I almost got jumped in just trying to go to the park and play.
Damn. Did anything happen to you, Mario?
Yeah,
You ever walk to the
obviously.
park?
Fucking in that neighborhood, yeah. I got beat up from some guys playing basketball.
When did you realize you were in a bad neighborhood?
Probably the third time I got beat up. But
Just like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't go outside.
yeah, no, I literally stopped going outside. Or stopped going to that park specifically because there was always like people playing soccer there. But I guess because there was too many soccer players, the gangbangers never messed with them. There was more than them or something.
Well, can you beat up soccer players really fast? I've seen soccer games.
Yeah, you see how fast they run though? They're not losing in speed. But, no, like,
I just want to know why all these people were trying to fight you boys.
well, I got like a consistent scowl in my face, so
That's true.
people
And-
think I'm like mean mugging.
But
them.
you,
I'm just wrong place, wrong time. Like
Oh.
I'm in their area, their turf, and they don't. I don't know, for some reason they don't like that.
It's so weird, right?
There's been times where we do shows with Mario and his band. I'm like, why is Mario mad?
No, it's just my face.
well, Carl, you and me lived kind of in the same area. You don't have like, you never wandered out?
Oh yeah.
You never got kidnapped?
When I was young, because I lived like 4 houses down from a liquor store.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I would always walk there by myself when I was in elementary school.
To
go
the
get
liquor store?
snacks.
And let me tell you, that liquor store looking
like
rough.
every day, and it's like one of those things like ignorance is bliss. Like I was a kid, I didn't know how bad that neighborhood was,
Oh
and
my
my parents
God.
just let me go. Like I would get a couple dollars from my mom's purse, and I would go. I'd come
So you'd
back
rob
with
your
my
mom?
little,
So you were the bad kid.
I'd come back with my little bag of like Funyuns or something, and those little like candy cigarettes. You know?
Oh my
What? She was walking around with those in her mouth. They're like, oh, that kid's bad. We don't mess with her.
Yeah.
But one time, I think this was when we were in high school, me and Eva went there. We
Oh,
walked over
no.
there. I don't know what we were getting. Anyways, we're walking out, and we're like a couple feet out of the store, and we're walking back to my house. And then all of a sudden, we hear a guy come out of the store, and he's like, hey, how old is you? And then we just like look at each other, we burst out laughing, and we run. We run back to my
Damn, that
house.
was a big blow to his ego that day.
Yeah.
I don't know why it scared me more that you went as a high schooler than you did it as elementary.
Oh, we were scared.
Well, because as high school, you're like more prone to get fucked with. You look grown.
Yeah.
If you're a kid, they'll fuck with you, but only to like
An extent.
scare you.
But
They'll,
it's like,
they'll,
how do
scare
you expect me not to go every day when the little cashier would give me free Twizzlers every time?
Oh!
Wow.
Man, you never notice.
Was it loose Twizzlers?
Ooh, just like under the
loose
counter
Twizzlers?
Twizzlers.
No. I mean, they're like the individual ones that are like all wrapped.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry that I interrupted you, Mario.
Oh.
I just had to find out.
No, I was just saying like you said, ignorance is bliss. Like I would always hear poppings at night, and I just thought those were fireworks. But then B's brother, who used to hang out with like
Yeah.
gangbangers, he was like cool with them. He wasn't in one, but he was just like kind of had their respect. He was like, "Oh, you hear the gunshots last night?" And then I realized all those poppings, like
That
I
you've
heard
ever
every
heard?
night, those were all gunshots. I'm just
Damn.
like, damn, that's just wild. That's funny.
nasty, man.
That's funny.
Guys
as
are
fuck.
fucking nasty, dude.
Men
Wait.
ain't
Like
shit.
I
How many
swear
times
we
I
didn't
gotta
even
tell
look
you?
back at if he was like.
You just
cool
laughed and
or-
ran?
We just like looked at each other.
There was once where, well, no, this had to have been not too long ago, I guess. Eva came over, and we went to the mall. And I remember you guys were sitting on, like, the benches. Meanwhile, me and Omar were looking at something. And it was, like, on that ugly side of the mall, though. And this, like, 2 black guys, like, came up to you guys, and they were, like, trying to talk to you. And I saw you 2 look at each other again and just laugh and not say anything. And they're like, all right, fuck you then. You don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, that was, like, right next to, like,
Holy
Burlington
shit.
Coat Factory. Like, by
Damn.
Ringside.
Man,
To be
man
fair,
ain't shit.
we shouldn't have been on that side of the mall,
Yeah.
but
It's weird how you just go to that side of the mall and you're like, where the fuck am I?
That's a different like country, dude.
Yeah.
When girls laugh at you, that should be feeling salty as fuck.
Is that happening to you?
Yeah.
So you just say, all right, fuck you then.
Yeah, that's how I
You
felt,
kind of
but I
have
didn't
to.
say it.
He's like, one time I was at a mall and I saw these two girls sitting down.
Damn.
No, we were handing out CDs from like our old band, and obviously the guy I was with, who was like way more attractive than me, was giving them out, and he was actually, people were taking them, so I didn't want to give them out because I knew exactly what was going to happen. He was like, go talk to them over there, and I was like, fuck. So I tried to give them out, and they just laughed at me and then walked away.
That's some shit, though. It's one thing when you're, like, minding your own business and someone is trying to, like, talk to you when you really don't want to be talked to, like, an aggressive situation like Carl. But if someone just, like, here's my band, listen to it, that's something, that's a bitch.
Yeah, they're
like,
just,
that's a
like,
bitch.
being nice.
Yeah.
Trying to talk to you.
I only got to give out one CD to like this dude and his girlfriend, and they actually like wrote back. I think it was like on our Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, "Hey, there's a fuck up at the end of the CD,
Oh,
but it was
what?
really good. It was a good CD."
How,
What's the
how does
Yeah.
everyone know about that? And we
It
didn't?
wasn't that one. It was like in a band I was before. But it was the same thing where like things didn't line up towards an ending. But yeah, it was nice that they commented.
Damn.
I was just taking that as a compliment. Like, yeah, they liked it.
Yeah, they listen. When anyone says anything bad about the show, I'm like, so you've listened to the show?
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you. I think one time they said something about like the edit or something. And I'm like, wow, you listen? And I never fixed it.
You've never had a girl laugh at you, Omar?
No, look how pretty I'm just kidding. No, I didn't talk to girls
Good.
because I was worried that they would laugh
Keep
at me.
it that way. They will laugh at you.
I've never been laughed at. There was one time where, actually, you know what? I take that back. There was one time in 6th grade, I had a crush on a girl.
Who?
Doesn't matter.
What's
I'll
her name?
fucking fight her. Where's she at?
So
Tell her to
then,
come through.
there was this one kid who asked me who I liked, and then I'm like, all right, don't say anything. But this is who it, but this is who it is. I say it, he goes, ha! Hey, guess what? And says her name.
Oh, man.
And then I never liked the girl again after that.
Oh, Marcito.
Yeah,
I can top that.
she didn't like me.
A ver.
Ooh.
So there was this girl that this was the very first girl that I ever had feelings for, because this was she was in my 5th grade. I went to school with her like the entire time, and I remember my first early memory of her was 2nd grade. We were drawing in our class, like for like arts and crafts, and I drew something really good. I don't know what it was, but I was pretty proud of it, and they were like, wow, this is great, you know, this is a 2nd grader drawing at this level. Because as a kid, I was up until freshman year, I was incredible at drawing, and I wanted to kind of pursue that line. Unrealistically, I kind of wanted to go to like art school. There was like the little infomercial that was like, yeah, come to this school, we'll teach you how to draw this and that. I'm glad I didn't do it. But she also happened to be really good. I remember she drew a horse because she's really into horse and chickens for some reason. And it's like it sucked. And I remember my first memory is of me not liking her because I thought I drew something really good, but she just happened to be so much better than me that like my stuff was just irrelevant to anyone. And the teachers were circling around her desk like, wow, like this is incredible. Like we've never seen anyone this young like at this level. And I'm like, oh man, like I felt very like one-upped. And then you know, as the years go by, like I don't really talk to her like that, but she's in all my classes, and I used to walk her home when I was in, I think it was like 5th grade, and we were really good friends. Like we used to talk about everything. And then one day someone was like, hey, I always see you guys walking together, are you guys dating? And we both look at each other, and then we'd like take a step back away from each other, and we don't talk to each other for like 2 months.
Oh, really?
It's I don't know why, but for some reason, like in that grade, liking somebody was like something to be embarrassed about. So
Yeah.
one day I walked up to her, I'm like, hey, what that guy said was really stupid. Like I want to keep being friends with you. Like I don't want things to get weird. And she's like, yeah, I feel the same way. So we end up being really good friends for a long time. And I remember 7th grade, Webster. You know how they had the dances?
Yeah.
Every one of my friends, because she was in the same group of friends that I was, they all knew that I liked her. And they're like, why don't you ask her to dance? Why don't you ask her to dance? And I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself
God.
to ask her, like, do you want to go to the dance with me?
Are you shy about your dancing?
I can't dance.
I can't dance for shit either.
But it's like, we didn't really have to dance. Like, it's just more of the, like, asking somebody to do it. Like, going there together. You know. So they kept
I
egging
can't
me
do
on.
that either, so I don't blame you. I can't do that either.
So I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And then one of my friends was like, hey, yo, and he calls her over. And then I'm like, no, dude, what are you doing? And she walks over like, hey, what's up? And he's like, hey, Alan wants to tell you something.
Oh,
And I
God.
was like, my face turned red. I couldn't speak. Like, I felt like I was about to have a heart attack. And she's like, oh, like, what's up, Alan? Like, you want to talk to me? And I'm like, no, they're just, that's it. That's all I said. And then she kind of looked around confused, and my friend was like, he wants to ask you to the dance. And I turned so red.
Damn.
This was the most embarrassing thing because she didn't. She was surprised, but then she didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, dude. And I sat down and I like covered my face and I kind of blacked out. I don't really know. After
You just like this all reminded me that actually someone did laugh at my face.
Ooh.
So it was like the first week of 6th grade. We got together in social studies. They split us up into groups, and then it was groups of like 5 or whatever. Right before we even started, this one girl tells this other girl, "Hey, you two should date." I don't know who either of them are. So, because it's the first week of 6th grade, points to me and she's like, "Hey, you two should date." And the girl looks at me and goes, "Ha, no."
That's rough.
Girls are terrible, but
Hey, why you guys be like that?
Look, I don't know. I'm over here just saying, like, damn. Like, I've never put myself out there like that before, so I've never put myself in that situation to be laughed at. So.
Maybe don't do stuff to be laughed at.
Right.
I didn't put myself. I didn't say
Why are
anything.
you being
Stop
like
being
that?
so brown.
It's my forehead. I can't help it.
Was there an end to that story? What happened with that girl?
so she didn't talk. I mean, she didn't make an effort to not talk to me, but we just avoided each other for about 3 years. And I remember I was dating someone in high school, and we were on the Pace bus. This is before I got my car. So we were waiting, and then we see her walking by. I told her the story. She knew about her, and she's like, "Hey, there's your girlfriend." And I look, and I see her, and I'm like, "Shut up!" Like, and I got like really embarrassed. And then I'm like, "Who's that? Who's that next to her walking?" And she's like, "Oh, that's her girlfriend." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, didn't you know that she was gay?" I'm like, "Since when?" And she's like, "Dude, since forever." And I was like,
So you never had a chance.
"Yeah." Well, I guess I'm not. I mean, because we kind of stopped being friends after that. I guess I missed the whole like coming out. But apparently, like this was freshman year. But she told me that they were together for about like 2.5 years now. And I was
Damn.
like, wow, dude. Like, so that's what happened.
Damn.
Damn.
I got a quick one like that.
Yeah?
In 3rd grade, I told this girl, what was her name, Lisette or something, that I liked her. And she laughed. But the laughing didn't really bother me because, like, we were kids or whatever. And that was literally my first year in Waukegan. But this is where it got worse. She told her little friends, and one of her friends came up to me during recess and was hitting me.
What?
But she was like swinging her sweater, and her sweater had like big like metal like knobs on the thing, and she was like hitting my head, and I started crying because it hurt real bad. And then I just stopped talking to anyone in that class.
Dude, I remember the number one reason I did not want to move back to Waukegan was because I just had so many terrible experiences with school here. Like, I only ever got bullied in Waukegan. I only ever got beat up in Waukegan.
Yes!
And it was just awful. And then, like, I'm, like, thinking, I got all my friends in Rockford. The fuck do I want to go back and finish high school in Waukegan for? Ugh.
Man, this episode's sad.
Yeah, dude, the first day I came to school in Waukegan, I got bullied. Just the very first day. And that was, like, the first time I think I was introduced to, like, black people, because I had never seen them living in, like, Highwood and Highland Park. It was just Mexicans. That's all I'd ever seen, except for, like, a couple white kids. And then they made me self-conscious, but that's a whole different thing. And then I saw, like, a black kid for the first time. I'm like, oh, there's, like, different people. And the first thing he does is bully me. He was like, don't ever come back to this side again. And he, like, grabbed me by my, like, shirt and, like, threw me.
Damn.
So, like, for the rest of the school year, I had to avoid that area. And his name was Jeffrey. And I know Jeffrey because in, like, 6th grade, he came up to me. He was like, hey, man, I remember you. I'm sorry I did that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we became really
That's
cool after that.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool of him.
Because I've gotten bullied before too. Because freshman year was probably the worst year. That was pretty bad.
Your freshman year, really?
Yeah, that's when I got bullied big time.
Really?
Specifically by this one guy. He threw me into a trash can.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
what the fuck?
I weighed like 90 pounds, but the reason why he didn't like me is because I was talking to this girl that he really liked, and then like later on that year, like I started like dating her and sleeping with her, and he did not like that woman.
Damn.
bitch,
It's like
dude.
that story of the guy who slept with like his 4 bullies' moms.
Oh wow!
Oh, that's power move.
That is a big
Truly.
power
That's a
move.
power move.
That is a power move, Alan.
Yeah, so
Hell yeah, pimp.
I'm playing chess over here, not checkers.
Honestly, dude.
Because you knew that he liked her the whole time, right? And when you were pursuing her, and once you were like sleeping with her, were you like a little bit like, this is also a big fuck you to you? Or were you just like, no, this is just cool?
No, it's kind of like I didn't do it on purpose. It's just kind of like the perfect situation because I knew it pissed him off, and like after I started dating her and sleeping with her and all that, he kind of backed off, but he still gave me really dirty looks. But I never instigated anything with him. But in my mind, I was like, yes, like this feels good.
That's funny.
I don't know what it is about Waukegan people though, because I remember, like high school, it was honestly a lot of guys that would like fuck with me, like just like be mean for no reason. I'm like, dude, I don't even fucking talk to you, and whatever. I got over all of that, and then I went to college. I started hanging out with like you guys, and then I did that pharmacy class, and it was a lot of people who went to Washington campus.
Yep.
And the girls that I was sitting with, it was just us 3, and like at the beginning we were like cool and everything, and then they like got together and like teamed up against me, so they wouldn't like if I had problems with like a math equation, they would purposely not help me and just like sit there and watch me like try to figure it out, erase it once I figured out that it was wrong, and then like just keep reworking it. And I would see that they would text each other and then like talk to me and then text each other, because like one would pick up her phone, text, and then the other girl's phone would buzz. So I'm like, obviously, like you guys aren't even like being slick. And that only started after I got back from Japan. And I told them like, oh, I'm taking this trip, so I'm gonna be gone for a week. If you guys could like help me keep up with like whatever, and then they like turned against me.
Damn.
One of them was pregnant, and the other one was, like, dumb.
I hope her kid never learns to read.
I fucking hope so. And I remember she would, like, talk me up. She's like, oh, you're so pretty. You got, like, such big boobs, and you got a nice butt. And I'm like, oh, thanks, I guess. So I think she started, like, getting, like, weirdly bitter and jealous because she was, like, big. And she started, like, getting hair, like, on her chin. So I'm sure she, like, I don't know, maybe she was just intimidated by me and, like, was just being mean. Bitches ain't shit, man. Fuck Waukegan. Fuck Waukegan is what I'm saying.
Let's move to our next story.
Oh, that's
we have like 15 minutes
It's
tops.
the poverty, dude.
I've always grew up in Waukegan public schools, so it never was a big deal. And for some reason, someone told me that Webster. Did you guys go to Webster?
No, but I heard it's a shit show.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, it was bad. I'm not gonna lie. Like now, in hindsight, it's pretty bad. But it wasn't. I never really thought of it as like a bad school until I joined volleyball in freshman year, and we started traveling to different schools. And we were in their locker rooms. We were kind of walking around their school, and I was like, "Wow, this is where other kids go to school, like, dude." Like they let them leave like the campus for lunch, and like they got like quads. The gymnasiums were beautiful, dude. Like they had a big. One of the schools in like I think Lake Forest had when you think of sports tournaments and anime, that's what it is. It's like a huge like
Any
gymnasium.
season 2 of an anime?
What is it? Isn't it like the high school in Evanston that they're just like funding millions of dollars into it every year? And like their cafeteria is like overlooking like their Olympic-sized pool.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Fuck them.
It's not until we go to other schools where we realize how poor we were.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got fucking girls shitting in trash cans in our locker rooms, dude. What the hell?
Teachers who can't stop sleeping with kids.
Oof.
Oh man, I remember once I had my shirt off in the locker room and a fight broke out. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And so I just like kind of covered myself up because it was literally like happening right in front of me. And you saw like, I felt like the male security guards were too fucking quick to run in there.
They were waiting by the door.
It was literally 3 of them that like before the first punch was thrown, like they were in there. And I'm over here and I'm like covering up and I literally like just like slam my locker, grab my clothes and run away. And there's like other girls in like their bras and stuff too or pantsless. And we're all just like standing there like
looking around.
My
Where's the
question,
fight happening?
my question is, why is there male security guards in the locker room?
because it was like right outside by like the senior doors, like the main doors. So I don't know if like a teacher maybe just yelled like, "Hey, there's a fight!"
Okay,
and then they just like ran in. But I feel like that shouldn't happen. It should be like the women security guards. I don't know. It's just Joaquin's a mess. Dude.
It is. All right, so this is kind of cool because it's pretty similar to something that we talked about either last week or the week before, with the guy who got weed stuck in his nose, trying to smuggle it into the jail. So this is from Rachel Baxter. Man complaining of a stuffy nose had tooth in his nostril for 20 years.
Is that Mick Foley?
Oh shit!
I don't know who that is.
It's a wrestler who got thrown off the Hell in the Cell. It's a 30-foot cage. He gets thrown off of it, and when the camera goes to him, his tooth is inside of his nose. And he wrestles like that the rest of the match.
Wow.
And falls off the cell like another 2 times.
So a 30-year-old man in China recently went to the doctor with a severe case of blocked nose. Unexpectedly, his stuffiness was not caused by a bad infection. Instead, medics found a tooth lodged up his nostril. Bizarrely, the tooth had been there for 20 years.
It wasn't a loose tooth, right? It was just growing super high up.
I guess it was lodged in there. Any guesses as to how he got it in there?
I'm gonna say he bit something too hard and it shot up.
I say he got punched.
He fell. Tooth first.
Out of everyone, Jem was right. He fell.
Nice.
He
fell tooth
Tooth first, like Cesaro that one time in that pay-per-view where he bit the fucking turnbuckle.
So at the age of 10, Zhang Bin Sheng fell from the 3rd floor of a mall, losing 2 teeth in the process. 1 tooth was recovered while the other was lost. No one really was worried about where it might have gone. After all, what were they expecting to do? Just put them back up there, you know? So, according to local media, Zhang was struggling to sleep and could smell the strange decaying odor. An X-ray revealed a shadow inside his nose, which on closer inspection turned out to be a tooth. The 1 centimeter, or 0.4 inch for our American listeners,
all of them,
was removed during a short 30-minute surgery. Zhang is reportedly recovering well, and the procedure was carried out by doctors at the 4th affiliated hospital of Harbin Medical University in...
I really wish that they would go more into the story of how he fell off the 3rd floor of a fucking mall.
And his
Apparently head first and survived. That's crazy.
Man.
I get not deja vu. I don't get deja vu that quick. I get vertigo super quickly. If I look up at tall buildings, or if I'm looking down, I get dizzy. So I wonder.
I like that feeling though. I like feeling a little dizzy.
So I wonder if he just got vertigo and then they just don't have guardrails. What the fuck
Isn't it
happened?
Alex who had like teeth up to his eyes? He would just like keep getting them pulled out and just more would grow.
What?
You're thinking of a shark.
No, literally Alex told us that he literally had like 4 teeth growing behind another. So they would just get pulled out, and then just like here
one
goes,
of
here
those
goes, here goes.
where you take out the tip and then put it
Exactly, like that. Exactly like that.
It's because they just kept putting them back. Ugh.
That's pretty much it. They're just going into statistics as to how often they find teeth in people's noses. It's between 0.1 and 1% of the population every year.
Every year?
Every year, 1% of the population.
That has their teeth in their nose.
Somehow. Let's see.
How does that happen?
But the thing is...
The nose hole's like super tiny. Or did it shoot up through like the gums into the nose?
Because apparently he broke his nose during that fall, so I think everything was just kind of mushed together. Because, man, that's just hard. That's rough to think about, to be completely honest. Because I've seen too many videos of people falling at great, great heights, and it doesn't kill them.
What do you do on the internet?
I don't
Watch family porn.
Not all the time, but no, it's sad because I know what the internet's supposed to be used for.
Like research?
Research and like bettering yourself.
Or maintaining friendships from long distances.
Exactly. And I'm over here like watching family porn, watching people fall from like 8-story buildings.
ant farms.
Illegal street racing.
Fight videos.
His ant farm videos.
Every once in a while, I fall into the Twitter hole of 30-second fights, and I can't get out.
I love those, dude.
It's so good.
Man, that's pretty much it. I'm hoping numbers go down, because 1% seems like too much.
That's
too much.
Out of 8 billion people, how many people is that? I don't know math. Where's Tony when we need him? We gotta call him in Africa.
That's too high. But yeah, that's
Hey, how much is 1% of 8 billion?
That's like 800,000, isn't it?
Man, I'm not gonna pretend and act like I know.
Can we pretend that I know math and that is a
you're
correct
right,
number?
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Baby, you're so smart.
Alright, Mario, you said you have a story for us to close out with?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't there for this, so I'll say that.
Okay.
But I've heard this story, this exact same story, told the same way by 3 different people.
Uh-huh.
Which
It's like a good Bigfoot sighting.
It was from V, his mom, and his sister. And they all told me pretty much the same. So V's sister had a friend over, and she went to the bathroom, and she came back out. And she was like, I gotta go. And everyone was
That's
like...
not a good sign.
Everyone was like, okay, and do you want to ride home? Because she lived pretty far. She was like, no, I'm just leaving. And before she walked out, V's brother went to the bathroom. He was like, who the fuck took a shit? And she ran out the door. And apparently, this girl shat all over the wall, all over the toilet seat, and on this boombox that they had on top of the toilet.
So many questions.
God.
How big is this bathroom?
It's pretty tiny.
So if you get one good squirt, you can paint the walls.
That's what we've always been trying to figure out. Like, did she, like, shit herself before, like, sitting down all the way, and it just had to come out, and it just, like, went everywhere? But, yeah, so she shat everywhere and then just ran home.
Oh, I'd be doing the same shit.
But why wouldn't you clean it?
Right.
Why wouldn't you, if you have to attempt to clean it as much as possible, and then if a little bit of shit lingers in the stereo knob, that's on them.
So the thing about the stereo, they still have it to this day.
Oh my god!
That's nasty.
Yeah, they have that same stereo, and it's still there. Last time I went was like a couple months ago.
And it's still there. When did this happen?
This happened, let's see, V must have been like probably 2000, like early 2000s.
I was not expecting you to go that far back.
Me neither. I was expecting like 1-2 years maybe.
No, and they still have that stereo.
Is that like a point of pride for them?
I don't know, but it's like a nice looking stereo, and I would like play music when I would shower at their place. Then they told me this story, and I was like, I've been touching the stereo, and someone dookied all over this stereo. They're like, yeah, man, but we cleaned it. Like, no.
Sounds like shit.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, that's some nerve of that girl.
Yeah, and I think she
like
still talks to her, like the
Really?
sister. I think they still talk.
She's not allowed to come over though.
She hasn't been over since then.
I could have probably done that today with what I made,
Yum.
if I'm being honest. But luckily, I got a big old bowl upstairs.
Didn't Eva's brother clog your toilet once? And it, like, flooded your bathroom?
I think so.
Carl, I gotta be honest with you. Alright, this happened last time I went to your house, alright?
Oh my god.
I never told this story to anyone. But it's been
Say it on a podcast?
But it's been haunting me, alright? So, Carl's niece and nephew were having a little Pokemon birthday party. So, of course, we went over. And then I'm like, hey, yo, Carl, let me use your shitter. And so I go inside, scare the shit out of her mom because her mom doesn't know who I am. Her mom's in the bathroom, like, doing her makeup. I'm like, is it okay if I use the bathroom? And she's like, yeah, that's fine. So she steps out. I close the door. I go to the toilet. And there's just this little circle floating inside of this nice little ping pong ball. I'm like, oh shit, is this?
The thing is that one of the times, probably like the last time I stayed over at your house, I went to the bathroom after your mom got out of the shower, and the same thing happened where I closed the door, I lift the lid, and there's a log in there.
Oh
Well, the thing is that I didn't want to make her feel embarrassed by flushing before I used
Why
it.
are y'all coming for my mom, though?
I didn't want her to be embarrassed. So then I just peed, and then it just kept going right into it. So it's just bobbing back and forth. And I haven't forgotten that. So tell your mom I said hi.
It was my mom, though.
She was the only one in the house.
But it was at a party. Man, if y'all don't stop.
We're cyberbullying her mom.
You know what, though? We have a better toilet now.
Oh, nice.
That nice high flow or high pressure kind of thing.
Nice, dude.
So y'all can shut up.
Alright, that's all we got for this week on the Spit Bucket. Thank you guys for joining us on this super tired episode. But if you guys enjoyed it, make sure you guys tell your friends and keep giving us those 5 stars on iTunes because we're making some fucking money now.
And stop bullying.
And stop bullying.
Yeah, stop.
We have an announcement to make.
Unless you a zombie.
Stop bullying.
Wait, what's that mean?
It's from a scary movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's like, you can't wake up dead unless you a zombie.
Alright, but for now, you guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at _TheSharkBoy.
You can find me riding around on the Wangan, taking out all the drivers. Maximum Tune 5, check that shit out. And you can also follow me on Instagram, AlanCF1.
Hell yeah.
Oh, you can find me on Twitter somewhere.
Hell yeah, pimp.
Instagram and Twitter at really_cool.
Oh, you can find me on anything at PunkNap.
Hell yeah. Do you want to shout out anything, Stephanie? Okay.
You can find her on Instagram at Stephanie with 3 E's _.
Coming for your brand, Stephanie with 4 E's. right.
That was funny, dude. Like, she's like, I remember Stephanie was telling us, oh, 3 E's was taken, and then like a few weeks later, we found out that the person who took 3 E's was sitting in the same room.
Oh no,
That's a joke.
That's a joke.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I thought that was for real.
No, that wasn't for real.
I've been goofed.
I thought it was for real too. It's
Get
okay.
Shrek, y'all.
I got Shrek.
All right, we'll see you guys next week at the Spit Bucket.
Bye.
I'm not gonna spit on this mic because I'm sick.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Carl, give us a big one.
No, I'm mad.
Mad.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.